Hey everybody, it says that we're live, so I guess we're live. Welcome back to the Make a Model Monday live stream. This is episode 5 tonight. How is everybody doing? Do I have good audio this time? I know last time it was a little iffy. I haven't restarted my software since then though. Also, I think I have a fan on my PC dying, so everything is a mess here right now. Did anybody get an ad when they were joining tonight? Not that I'm super concerned about money. I'm just curious because things are going weird here since all the changes to the YouTube and whatnot. Kind of loud? Okay, well, we can fix that. I can't tell which way is which, so. How's that? Is that better? We're not in the red now, so hopefully. I don't have like a ton to work on tonight. I got the gears in for the extruder for the PXMalion rebuild. I've done a bunch of changes to the makerspace. I'll show off some of that tonight. Yeah, it's been a while, Brian. Wait, were you here last week, actually, now that I say that? It's only been, what, I streamed Friday, so it hasn't been nearly as long. I also don't think there's going to be as many people in here tonight because the Edge of Tech's doing a 5,000 subscriber giveaway, so. Hey, Rover! Long time no see you, buddy. How are you? Also, for everybody that's in chat, since I don't mind toting my own brand, if you want to toss me a thumbs up. I don't know how it helps. It makes me feel good about myself, though, so. Hey, David Olson. Oh, who we got in here? Got John Mack. John Mack was first. Hey, John Mack. We got Mike. Never let the machines win. So in terms of progress we've made since last time, everything here is a mess. I spent a good chunk of the weekend cleaning, but I had a bad headache, so I only made it about half as far into stuff as I wanted to. You can watch both simultaneously. I mean, I'm not going to be offended if people would rather have free stuff than hang out with me. I'd rather have free stuff than hang out with myself, so. We can get some stuff done on here tonight, though. So parts that we did finish printing. These are the new brackets for the new frame. They printed out really clean, actually. I'm really happy with that. I'm trying to figure out what my field of view here is. My box of recycling is back there. Let's see. Let me move OBS over there. There we go. You can see they're pretty smooth. A little bit of noise in the print, but I mean that's just the way things go. So I got two of those bad boys, one for each side. I added an additional like brace off the back of it just so it's got something to stop it from pivoting. I think it'll be pretty strong. I mean, I can flex it if I really give her, but that should be all right. Hard drive failures are the worst. I'm also going to probably use these guys here for the threaded rods, because the existing ones are just solid aluminum or whatever. I have 4 printers that are good to go right now, which are the 4 main ones I use. I've got the 3 CR10s of varying ages, and the Flying Bear Ghost is now actually working properly, so it's a nice change of pace. So let's see. You can see things here are a bit of a mess. Let's start off with this guy here. Well, they take out some of the inconsistencies, right? Which is nice. because I definitely noticed as I was working with these guys, they are not quite straight. I have to mount the camera to something that's not the table, because any work I do on the table transfers directly into the camera, so less than ideal. But yeah, as I was cleaning all the 3D printing stuff that I sort of found in bags and boxes and stuff on the floor, I just tossed onto my desk with the intent to put it away. And I didn't finish, so... This printer is the PXMalion T320. It's a printer I picked up that was on clearance on Amazon that was... I think I got it for 130 bucks or 150 bucks Canadian. And it was toted at doing 300 by 300 by 300 with auto bed leveling and dual extrusion. But if you look up any pictures of it online, so PXMalion, the T320, it didn't actually have a frame. It had 4 smooth rods, and the entire Z/X axis gantry, whatever you want to call it, moved up and down on those. The Cherry printer, I don't think... I did some prints with it a couple of weeks ago because I'm getting ready to... I've been working on a new design that uses those motors, and I wanted to do a before and after comparison. But, we'll see. I've never seen a NEMA 16. Hey, Sean! How are you, buddy? And I dropped it. And it's actually far enough away that I'm probably gonna just switch to a better driver. I just realized you guys can't see what I've been doing. Yeah, that's exciting news, buddy. And what kind of prices are we looking at? Might as well switch to the smaller bit and take these guys out of the equation right now. Hey, Sean. The real problem with the Cherry design is, because I've had a couple people that are like, oh, I'm just going to put faster motors and stuff on it. Because the entire frame is unsupported, like, it's designed to run at the speeds that those motors put out, right? Like, that's the snag we run into. That's the snag, the snafu, the catch-22, whatever you want to call it. Well, I definitely think you deserve some financial security, buddy. Some life security. So I'm hoping by next week we'll have this thing ready to be finally assembled. We're just doing a little bit of it now, but... Oh, wrong side anyways. On the Cherry printer, I mean, you could brace the top, but it would still do this a little bit. Like, if you're upgrading, right? But even then, you have to reprint all the pieces to be able to upgrade to anything other than the motors that came with it. So, I legitimately don't know. If you're reprinting the pieces anyways, you might as well print it in, like, you could certainly run wood up the back and create, like, the standard A-frame style frame that's come standard for Prusa designs. There's some stuff the Cherry printer does that I really like. I like the way the bed motion system's handled. That's nice. Let's see if this will just... Let's target her back to here. Yeah, there's plenty of people talking. You might have to refresh. I've had that happen once or twice. I did like Escape from New York. Must have lost some of the longer... Oh, you know, maybe they're... So the plan is, if this works okay, I'm actually going to turn it... Like, I'm going to develop a kit you can use to reuse the parts that I've designed. So all this stuff does is put all the rods and everything in a position where it's compatible with the parts for the Prusa printers. So basically this is going to be like... Theoretically like a Mark IIs, but with a huge build volume. I guess these long ones are the ones that I use? I don't know. It's pretty solid. Yeah, it's not just you, Sean. There's a plethora of people in here. With one thing in common. They had nothing better to do than to listen to me drone on and watch me work on some printers. On a Monday night. I don't know if there's something behind this one. Couldn't get it all the way in. Well, the sheet metal, or whatever this is made out of, flexes before the frame does, so... Guess we're doing okay. Okay. Oh, left my bit behind. Well, there's one. And then essentially it's just smooth rod in there, nice and solid. Solid snake. Then, oh, Bo just came down here and graced me with one of his poops. So, it's going to be a good night. For those that are interested, Mika is still in her cage. She injured herself a couple of weeks ago, and so So she's on cage rest, and hopefully that'll improve her situation. You know what? I think these are the wrong ones. I dare say, I think these are the ones I ordered for the, those are the ones I ordered for the printer bot. Well, one of them is. There's a proper one. Here, I'll show you the difference. Smell-o-vision. Your eyes, your nose, destroyed. Yeah, I've got ones that I bought for the printer bot that are 5mm on both sides. I just realized that's one of the ones I grabbed, see? So you can see there, those are the same size. And you can see here, much smaller. I'm sure I've got another one somewhere anyways. I bought, like, I got a little carried away when I first started getting into this stuff. So I love a good freebie, but I've been trying to not enter stuff because I feel guilty. I've won a couple of things. I feel guilty by taking stuff away from the rest of the community, though. I feel like I've been a little more blessed than some, and I want to see more people come into this hobby, so. Certainly had some free equipment thrown my way due to the channel. That's better. Look at it go! Dun, 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 dun. Which printer? It's gonna swing things around this way and mind the mess. They don't pay me dog ass measuring smelling money, so don't ask me. I thought you weren't supposed to leave a gap between the screw, the rods and the motor. I thought you were supposed to make sure that they touch. I might be wrong. The only way I learn is if people tell me I'm wrong. And if I think they're wrong, I just politely say, "Oh, okay," and then I carry on, my wayward son. So I'm going to show the new printer setup. For those that have joined late, please feel free to toss me a thumbs up in the stream. I don't mind. I don't mind begging. Well, because, like, not that I'm disagreeing, but you're saying there has to be a gap so it'll flex, right? But well, when I do the final assembly, I'll add a gap to it, because oh, really? That's interesting. Sorry. Taking off. So these pieces that I'm taking off were, I just printed just the bottom of those pieces to make sure I had the screw spacing proper, because printing these took up 1/4 of a roll of filament. And took like a day to print, so... Go ahead and... We'll just go ahead and decouple these. I have a couple things I want to get done tonight. We're going to get as many of these parts installed as we can. Maybe try and build the extruder because I've never done the Prusa style ones. So I'd like to get that done, and I also need to design a bracket for holding my headphones at work. So I want something that'll slide onto the desk. Oh, didn't have it in the hole. So how was everybody's weekend? Anybody do anything exciting? Well, that is a sweet thought, Sean. I wholeheartedly support that. Well, that is always a noble deed. I hit the reset switch on healthy eating today, actually. It's not always easy, but trying to make sure. Like, I'm being realistic. I'm trying to tack on another 15 or 20 years. I don't think I'm going to make it into my 80s or 70s. But just do what I can to prolong the inevitable. Ah, yeah, flu season is upon us. No doubt. Well, that works. So, the thing is, this printer was absolute garbage. So it had that weird frame design, and then it used bushings instead of bearings. So getting it to move smoothly, especially with stuff like Z-Hop, was impossible. It would bind up the bushings. So I wanted to reuse the frame because the frame has all the mains power and everything isolated, which is a nice feature in my mind. And like the bed and everything is set up, so I wanted to reuse this metal as much as I could, and so I designed brackets that I could screw into the existing holes, and then sort of build the printer around that. So when I was working with Mad Mike a little bit on it, the stuff we were trying together didn't exactly work out, but it's given me inspiration to move forward into other stuff on it. So that's always good. It's another screw for the motor. I didn't get both of them in on the other side. I don't know if we'll run the full 2 hours. I mean, I certainly got enough to do, but we'll just see how the night goes. I think these inside ones might be shallower. Yeah. Therewith you show I had lost 130 some and I put back on like 60 or 70. Now I'm wearing bigger clothes, not quite back to the size I was before, but I mean, I shouldn't have let it go for so long either. Pretty silly to put all that time and effort in and then have to redo it, but you know, we've all been there, I guess. Missing one more screw. The thing I just realized is that I don't think I have an idler bearing that's gonna work with this extruder. Yeah, definitely. I need a shorter one for there. I don't have one handy, but I'll come back and swap it later. So I don't have the top part of the frame done, which will join everything up at the top, but yeah, so then essentially one of these guys in here. Pretty solid. Touches down onto the motor itself. I need to find one more coupler, so I'll head over to the box of extra stuff. What do we got hanging out in here? We got 11 concurrent viewers right now. Give it a little bit longer. Sorry if that was noisy. We'll give it a little bit longer. We'll see if we get any more visitors from out there. There's another coupler, and then I'll show off my new setup for my main printers. Try not to fall down. So this time I will leave a gap as my chat buddies have instructed. Just gotta switch bits. Switch, bitch. That was bits. It was supposed to be bits. Okay. That one and that one tightened up. I mean, I gave away all mine. I was so confident that I was done with them. I kept, I think, one shirt and one pair of pants just to be like, this is how big I used to be. Okay, so not touching. And not touching. Just so everybody's happy. We were working out tons when we first started, and Kay and I have both been super sick. I've been sick since August. Started off with bronchitis, and I haven't gotten my lung capacity back. I start coughing at the drop of a hat. So we tried toughing it out and going to the gym anyways for a little bit, and it did not work out. Sooner or later we'll be able to get back to it, though. I know that. This piece doesn't quite fit, but... Hey, Motorhead Mitch. I appreciate it, Sean. It's nice to know other people are going through the same thing. I don't know why I'm bothering to lower this down. It doesn't fit properly. Actually, I'm kind of curious. Kind of curious if I were to, well, first of all, sorry, I shouldn't have taken the time to put this all the way down there. I was trying to show the travel of it. But almost off. There we go. So what I'm curious about is if, first of all, I gotta make sure I use the right ones. That's a long one, that's a long one. I'm missing... Oh wait, here it is, maybe. Yeah, that's what she was saying. I'm excited to see how it all turns out. I'm curious. I'm wondering if I maybe messed up here. The first time I tried to put this together. Because the thing is, I have multiple sets of rods. And if I used the wrong set of rods when I was test fitting everything, which is always a possibility, it may explain why things didn't fit the way they're expected to. So, sorry, I'm just I suppose I have another. Yeah, I do. Feels a little rough. I'm gonna try a different one. Oh, that feels like it's flat out scratching it. Okay. I'm gonna try it with these guys and see what happens. Just curious how close that gets us. It doesn't. Okay, so maybe I screwed up and it's supposed to be the long ones? Well, Kay does want to eventually go there, but probably not next year, maybe the year after. Because we have to go to a destination wedding. Well, you don't have to go, but we are going to a destination wedding next year. So travel will be a little difficult next year. Trying to remember how I got these out last time now. Maybe I just held on and then just gave it a couple taperinos. Oh, it feels like there's one. There's two. There's the long ones or the short ones? Those were the... Okay, give me 2 seconds. I gotta pick up what I just dropped. Okay, let's try it with the longer ones. Because I was so sure about my measurements when I did this the first time that I'm wondering if I just measured the wrong rods. See if that's any closer. Make sure they're seated all the way. Destroy the place while I'm at it. I can't tell if they're too close or too far apart. Oh, that'll have broken one of the bearings, I think. Like... So I think slightly too narrow. I wonder if I can just tap it out a little and get the difference we need. It's called fine tuning, right? Almost there. Keep losing bearings though. Just come in a little bit more. Now it's a little too much. Thanks, Sean. I appreciate it. Appreciate the money, and I appreciate the kind words. Now it's a little too much. Still a little too much. No, it's too much the other way. Let me know if my gut's hanging out. That's a little too small, of course. Take care, Sean. Yes, so I can't really tell if it's too wide or too small or what, because I get it close, but Yeah, I don't know. So the thing is, I have two sets of the... So the Y rods they were already installed. They come pre-assembled. So I've got an extra set of the X ones because it originally had... Or Z ones because it had two sets of them originally. Plus, I have the original X rods. But like these pieces are... They were made according to measurements, but I don't know if I got the measurements wrong or what. I also don't have a measuring tape, so it's possible they're not even equally spaced. You know what I mean? Like the tops, they might be. I just can't quite get it to move smooth. I think maybe this just won't work out. Like this way. I've designed new pieces that should fit perfectly, theoretically. But, yeah, I should probably stop fighting with these before I damage something. So this is the pieces for the extruder. I've never actually owned a I've never actually owned a Prusa. These are the actual Mark 8 parts or slightly modified versions of them. And the extruder gears I just got, which are in a bag here. Yeah, these are the Mark 8 gears. I thought I already had them. It turns out the ones I have were Mark 7s. So I gotta figure out where I put my extruder gear. Or my extruder motor. So yeah, this thing was supposed to be dual extruder, but you used one of those Y connectors to bring the two of them together, and it came with two of them because it's like they knew that they weren't particularly robust, and I never got either of them working properly. And I think it actually turned out one of my extruders was just shot from the get-go. Let's see. Because I think this thing may actually use a... I thought it was supposed to use a 40 millimeter fan, but I think maybe it uses a 30. That is the case, and I don't actually have any 24 volt versions of that, so that's an issue. So maybe we'll just put this on pause for tonight. I'll jump into Fusion 360 and design what I need to get designed tonight. We're about an hour into the stream, and we've gotten a little bit of stuff done. Just need a spot to put my keyboard. Drop that right there. Also make sure that I put away my extra bits, because I've had to repurchase tools more often because I end up losing the bits I use the most frequently. Okay, so whoosh. Air's a little messed up. Switch into Fusion 360 mode. Boom, Fusion 360. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so I ended up using Joel's brackets for my filament holding, like on the wall. So I designed this simple filament spool holder that just slides onto the bars. So I don't need the filament holders on top of my CR10s anymore, which is nice. It saves some space. So that's good. I'll show you guys that in a bit. I want to make a simple headphone holder, which is basically going to be like the same design, more or less. So I had some measurements that I emailed myself, which I'll have to go open up quick. What's wrong, Sean? Oh, you didn't win it. There was a printer giveaway in there, was there? Oh, I can't access gmail.com. That's okay, I'll just pull up my phone. Give me 1 second, I'm just looking for the email. Internet's been real slow lately. Well, I'm sorry it didn't work out for you. Oh, inboxes. Okay, so let's start off with let's make this 8 millimeters thick, and then it's 31 tall. Let's make this 45. Let's make this 45. Again, make it actually 5. Actually, the 8, and then we'll come down, I don't know. Let's make it an even 100, I guess. And then, so the headphones I'm trying to put onto this are 36 millimeters thick. So we'll go ahead and do I'm gonna make it 15 because I want this part to be... Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and make this 16. Nope. Make this one 16? Nope. Let's just get lazy and do this. And 16. Done. Then off the bottom of this, I'm going to add something that's 15. And what did I say the size was? Hey, Mike Castle. 36. Let's make an even 40. And then from there, we'll go up, I don't know, 35. That sounds good. And 8. Okay, well, let's just do this. And then we'll make the entire thing 25. We'll add some curves to it. 3 is not enough. Let's go 10. Yeah, that looks nice. We'll do 10 on these guys. Five. How's 10 look for that one actually? No, too much. 5 on there. Got a little bit of a curve there. I just don't like too many hard lines. 2 in there. 2 in there. 2 in there. It's not what I'm after, actually. I just want to... here. See if that'll divide it or not. No, it's still... Okay, well, let's just do this. Modify... Actually, that's not even where I want it to. I want it to here. Let's get rid of these curves just until I've got this the way I want it to be. Delete that. There's sketch. I mean, I don't mind teaching anybody Fusion. It's half the reason I do these is so that if people have questions... Let's do more than that. Let's do 6, 8. Robin Mac, do Robin Mac. How are you, buddy? Well, I think that looks okay. So basically this part will slip onto my desk and that'll give me a spot to hang my headphones. Not bad. If I do say so myself, and I do. No, I don't think we'll do that. It's Hosier. There you go, it's a Ford phone. It's not the prettiest, but hey, it's functional, probably, maybe, I don't know. I'm making a clip that slides onto my desk at work so I can hang my headphones off it, because right now they just get thrown on my desk and keep getting in the way. Everybody's a hoser. We'll just call it simple desk headphone clip. It's all Canadian. Save it to there. And give me 1 second. Pardon the lack of anything on the screen. There we go. Oh, that's where I left my glue stick. Put me down there. I'm building these views as we go in OBS. Just give me 1 second because I don't have views on a lot of stuff right now. Just adding the alert box and the event feed. That should be fine. So the bed's heating up right now. I mean, this is going to be the test one. I want to make sure all my measurements are good because I had to use a cheap plastic ruler to do it. I don't have calipers or anything at work, so we'll see how it goes. 3D printing can definitely be iterative. So drop this into Kira. Rotate it. Not that you guys can see this right now. The adventure will start momentarily. Okay. Go ahead and slice it. $33 grams of material, which I should hopefully have left on the roll that's on there. Go ahead and start heating up the hot end, and move my sliced file across. Okay, there's 18 of us in here now, so I think before we start the print, also mind the mess underneath the bed. I'm going to switch back to the main camera. And I'm going to give a quick view. Let me just tilt the microphone down of what I've been doing for my makerspace. And let me just see if I can make that a little brighter. How's that? Is that good enough? Okay, so first of all, so there's one end. So I've got, hey Vince, I was actually thinking of putting a piece of double-sided tape or foam or something on it. So you can see I've got my wall of filament, and then hanging off the front, each of those rolls of filament that's turned sideways is on one of my miniature spool holder dealies, which work just fine. So I've got the newest CR10, which is the one that needs the most work right now. Then I've got my CR10 that's pretty well tuned, although I did notice that the cables going to the heated bed are actually getting pretty warm, so I'm gonna have to take it apart and see if there's some damage to the wires. Then beside that we have the Ghost and the Shine. The Shine's the resin printer, the Ghost is the non-resin printer. I got a bunch of stuff stored underneath it right now. The Ghost is finally working properly. It's what I've been printing my Pet G parts on, which is like these guys right here, which turned out pretty clean. Pretty happy with the way it's dialed in now. So then going down from there, I've got the Shine, and then the final CR10, which is the one that the webcam is attached to. It's where we're going to be printing it. The CR10 that's got the heated wires does not. Everything's soldered directly, and it's got the cable strain relief on it. So, but I've got like a couple thousand hours on it at this point, probably more than that. It was one of the ones that I used to print the full-size arcade cabinet, and then it was running for all the other prints I've done, like the miniature arcade cabinets and stuff. So it's done a lot of time. And yeah, so I've got Octoprint running on the one on the end there, and it should be ready to go. So we'll go ahead and click the print button, and then we can switch to Pi View. Bring this back around. Put this back up. And we can spend some time chatting while that gets going. I don't think we'll have time to see the print. I know we won't have time to see the print finish. It's about a 2-hour print, and we're going to go offline probably a little bit before 10 o'clock. For those joining us late, feel free to toss a thumbs up in chat. I know I sound like a broken record. I've been asking a lot, but it doesn't hurt for the analytics and all that. Do analytics actually get me anything? Well, I don't know. Probably. Maybe. It is not. It's a... so the CR10 that we're watching right now, the main board died on it, so it's running an MKS Gen L, and then I'm just running a 5-volt bed probe. Should probably go clean that off the bed. Give me 1 second. Might be okay. I actually started the wrong print. That is another filament holder. Okay, hold on 2 seconds. Go ahead and cancel that. I don't know if I copied the wrong file over. Try this again. That's exactly what I did. It happens. They have very similar names. Simple hanging. And then one's spool holder and one is headphone holder. So we'll just quickly peel that off the bed. This build tack sheet has been through quite a lot. It's got holes in it, but I haven't gotten around to changing it because other than the little hole in the middle, it still holds really well. So I generally just plan around the little hole. So what's everybody been making lately? Anybody do anything cool? Is it too early to start talking about what I'm working on for Murph 2020? Assuming I can get a sponsored table again. Also, I picked up one of these guys. It was on clearance at a drugstore around here. I got it for like 40 bucks Canadian. I've been hemming and hawing, but like I didn't want to spend, I think they were almost 100 bucks when they came out. So when I saw this on clearance for 40 bucks, I figured, hey. I've seen Steven's, I've seen Sean's Yoda, and it's pretty awesome. I know all about that, Kit. Let's see. Made stuff on your laser cutter, that's cool. I agree, it is never too early to talk about the Murph. Icy 3D Toys for Tots, that's awesome. Kay and I were supposed to enter a design for it, and we got sick, and a lot of the stuff kind of got pushed by the wayside. I'm so far behind on pretty much all of the projects I said I was going to get done. The past little bit... Oh, a second. Saved it. That past little bit I've been working on toilet paper holders for people at work. I offered to print some for people, and all of a sudden it was like up to 10. So there'll be a video on that at some point, probably around Christmas. Because I don't want to ruin the surprises for anybody that's getting them. Is that not sticking to the bed, or is that leftover crud? I mean, at least the baby one will be faster to print. It looks like it just made a mess of that. Where's my... Cancel, yes. I like how I said everything's been sticking so well to it, so of course now it's not gonna... Now it's not gonna stick. Where's chat? I mean, if you gotta take it apart for stuff anyways, might as well make it better while you're at it. Okay, so... I mean, it was somewhat sticking. I think I'm just gonna... Do I want to hit it with hairspray, or... Where did I even put my hairspray? I think I might just hit it with some glue. I'm gonna add some glue. Just give that a couple of seconds to tack up. Oh. Try again. So I've actually got multiple sets of pieces that I've printed in preparation for this PXMalion to Prusa Conversion dealie. I've printed some parts in PETG, some parts in... I thought I could get away with PLA, but the hot end is surrounded by the part, so PLA would definitely not do it. The first set of parts I printed warped. The second set had a little layer skip. Then the third set is the final set that I've got, and they printed okay. These ones are printed on masking tape, and they warped all the heck. And then I've got a V6 hot end. It's not running the genuine heat break, but it is the genuine heatsink. Let's see if that sticks a little bit nicer. Actually, I'm gonna go check out, see what it's doing. Make sure. Oh yeah, that's holding much better now. Look at it go. I've got a mosquito hot end that I've been trying to decide which project to use it on. I've worked it into a couple of designs and then not followed through on the designs. There. Okay. So this hot end assembly has one of these guys. I guess like that. And yeah, it gets so freaking close to the heat block, eh? Look at that. That's nuts. I should probably look up to see if there's assembly instructions for these. I printed the ones that have the probe, even though I don't think I'll be able to use the probe on this thing, but eventually it's probably going to end up getting like an MKS Gen O instead. So, we'll see. So then I guess from there, we mount a stepper on the outside. Like that. Probably pointing up. I just realized I have no idea how much visibility. Hey, Mr. Buttram. How are you? There. I'll go ahead and point that down at my gut. Then lose pieces immediately. Because I stopped holding it the way it needed to be held. So I have lots of idler bearings, but not the one I actually need. Because this design uses the... just checking that first layer looks like it's going down okay. This design uses the... where are you? Mark 8 extruder gear. Man, that's gonna be tight on there. I think. I guess it being tight is the point, though, isn't it? You want as limited a space as on the travel path as possible. I don't know if I've got any that are going to be long enough to reach that. Any screws that are going to be long enough to go all the way through into the motor. I didn't even think that far ahead with it. What's going on in chat? If anything. $5K, that's insane. I don't think I'm ever going to hit 5K. Give me 1 second, I'm just looking for all my longer M3s. Which maybe I don't have any. I might have to order some for next week. Unless there's some... I don't think any of these guys are long enough. Nope. Oh, that's awesome. Congratulations to Vince. I had a box of straight up M3 screws and I do not know where it went. It had a much larger assortment. These are just M3, M4, M5, but it's like more common sizes. I found so many hex wrenches while I was cleaning. I also found a sparkly Chris Riley coin that he designed for the Ready Printer 1 cabinet. I appreciate the fact that so many people embrace that. Glad some people got a kick out of it. And of course I had people that were like, you must really hate woodworking, or this doesn't make any sense, so on and so forth. It was just something to do, to see if it could be done. And I had fun doing it, so... I really want to get back to working on my other channel too. Picked up some software. Huh? Yeah, I'll have to order some screws for next week, I guess. Well, print looks like it's going okay. Your last day of work on a Friday. That sounds pretty sweet. I wouldn't turn that down. Oh, man. It already feels like it's been a long week, and it's only Monday. Check a couple more spots for screws. I got bags full of extra M3 screws that I've ordered, but none of them are particularly long. I also feel like I need to get better at keeping track of what I have, because I've got so many extra like nozzles and stuff like that, and I ordered extras because I thought I was out. There's extruder springs, we're going to need those. Bear with me a couple more seconds. I just got one or two more places to check. There's some 12mm ones. Some nuts. some 20mm ones. I don't think 20 is long enough. Take a quick look. Wow. These are M3, right? They are. Which piece are we going through? This guy. Still not long enough. Probably need M30s, I would guess. Which I'm sure are in the drawer there, because I bought all the way up to M40s, so... Hello, Staz. Did I miss anybody else that's come in? I know I've talked to Greg, but I don't think I said hi, Greg, so... right now I'm printing a holder for my headphones at work. I just modeled it up quick in Fusion 360 while we were chatting. And I'm looking for screws, because I wanted to start assembling the extruder for... I have been working on a conversion kit to turn in my PXMalion into something that's compatible with the parts for the Prusa printers. The Mark 2.5 is what we're looking at right now. I got so many stickers and stuff in here. Sorry guys, this drawer has gotten disorganized. It kind of became a wherever I need to stuff stuff drawer. So a bunch of Arduino stuff is stuffed in here. I got a ton of PLA samples, which I never use samples for anything. Still digging, bear with me for a sec. I'm just about ready to give up. Found lots of stuff we might need during this build. Okay, I'm gonna go take a look on Amazon. Found a bunch of idler bearings, so... You know, maybe those will come in handy. Yeah, I'm trying to get more organized. That is the goal. But it's not always that easy. I don't suppose anybody knows what the size of the idler bearing is on the Sorry, I don't know if anybody knows the size of the idler bearing on the Prusa extruder. Do they? This idler is just a little too big. You know, you think me being in Canada, it would be easier to find metric parts, but not so much. Sorry, I mean the idler for the extruder, not for the belts. I think it's probably one of these smaller guys, but I don't know for sure. I want to try and get everything in place so I can get this assembled next week. Well, I'm gonna go hit up Amazon right now. And see what we can get. I think I may have made the hook on this a little more pronounced than it needed to be. That's good. I mean, they have some metric stuff, but not usually like the smaller stuff I need, so... Let me know if anybody got an ad when I click the button. I'm gonna try like not to abuse it, but I'm trying to. I'm also trying to figure out what it meant because I went in and it said it was only available for limited monetization, and it wasn't appropriate for all audiences. And I was like, but okay. I certainly don't mind paying more if I can get access to something right away, but... Did anybody get an ad there? I wanted to go take a look at... Oh, first of all, okay, there we go. So I can order a bucket of M3 screws that goes up to M3 6, 8, 10, 12, 16, 20, 25, and 30. I honestly don't know what size this takes, though. Maybe I'll have to do some research beforehand. Better not to go in and click buy blindly. My internet's also painfully slow on this machine lately, and I don't know why. Anyways, I'm excited to get this thing built because I think it's probably going to deliver some pretty good prints once everything's sort of ironed out. Streamlabs is set up to send the message, I think, every 5 minutes as long as there's been X number of messages or whatever. He's just trying to make me seem cool. So I guess I'll have to put some PTFE tubing in this, and then I'll load it into the hot end, slide it through into here like that, cut it here, looks like, rotate that like that. Google Stadia? What about it? I had pre-ordered one, but I ended up canceling my pre-order. Yeah, it says this video is running limited or no ads due to content identified as not suitable for most advertisers. I have no idea why. I mean, I've got it marked as not for kids, which is what we want. And no, don't restrict my viewer to ages 18 and over. Well, it had me limited advertisement before I'd even started the stream, so I don't know what it's basing its analytics on. I mean, it is what it is. It's not like I'm getting rich while doing this. The channel doesn't even pay for itself. I'm out of pocket a fair amount every year. Again, not a complaint. I know that the stuff they made, but it feels almost like insult to injury when even the little bit that they let me pull out of it is you know, taken away or whatever, I guess. But what are you gonna do? Print looks like it's going pretty clean. Those layer lines are blending together nicely. So the printer on the screen is a modified CR10 running the MKS Gen L mainboard and running TMC 2208 drivers, which makes it a lot more silent. If you guys saw the video I put out on Sunday, I did a side-by-side comparison of two CR10s, one with the stock board and one with the modified one. And I mean, I think the boards are like $20, and then the steppers are like $8 a piece, and then you only have to really run them on the X and Y. Those are the ones that are going to give you the biggest bang for your buck. It's a worthwhile investment, I think. Which ad gag? Did you get something? Did everybody see the tweet I sent her on Twitter? My wife did this nice little sign up, so I put my dinner next to it and took a picture of it just to see how many people would notice. I think everybody noticed. Well, it's just about time to wrap things up. I am doing an octolapse. I run octolapse on everything, just in case it's an interesting print. That's why it keeps moving to the middle of the bed, which is probably why you're asking in the first place, right? Sorry. I also just noticed that Kira switched back to infill before perimeters again, which is why I can see the infill design through the walls that I've already printed. So this is just the first one. It's just a test to see how it's going to work. I'm not going to stress out about it too much. Well, it's been a good night. I'm going to cut things off a few minutes early so I can get upstairs and get my dinner or my lunch packed for tomorrow. Thanks, you guys, for hanging out. Hopefully next week we'll have everything we need to finish doing the PXMalion and maybe even get our first print off on it next Monday. I'm not promising. We'll see how things go. Next week we can go a little bit further into the makerspace too. I'm going to spend Wednesday trying to finish my cleaning. I'm pretty excited with the way things are going. I've got a wall on the other side of the thing that's my older computer. So I've got an Apple IIe that was given to me by one of the guys that follows me on here. It needs a new power supply, so I'm either going to rebuild the original power supply or buy a new one. I haven't gotten around to doing it, but I wanted it to be displayed. Then I've got my Commodore 64, and then the other end, of the table-y desk area is my sort of area that changes. I've got an old CRT monitor, keyboard, and mouse, but the tower will change depending on what I'm working on there. So. Are you? Did you actually see ads? I don't know if Chris, did you actually see an ad? I have no idea how far behind chat is. Oh, I left it on normal latency. Oh, when you open the stream. Okay, so I'll click it. Like, I'm not sure if you're kidding. I'll click it again. But right now on YouTube, it shows that my stream is not suitable for most advertisers. So I'm going to click the button now to let me know if you actually see one. I'm wondering if Chris is just trolling me about can I see another ad, because, you know, I've hit the button a few times tonight. I'm assuming, Chris, you broke your mosquito? Is that what you're saying happened? I mean, I'm not going to worry too much about it. I'm doing the best I can with what I've got. Oh, ouch. That sucks. It's okay, you can buy a replacement one on AliExpress now. They're knocking off the mosquito as well. Ah, that's fine. I'll just have to survive without the extra 5 cents. Alrighty, guys. I'll see you next Monday. I'm going to try and keep these Monday streams going. Probably be a little more intermittent over the holidays, but I'll do what I can, and we'll keep doing some Fusion 360 designs and stuff like that, and I'm excited to get the PXMalion running. Hopefully it'll actually work. I'm hopeful that I'll actually get better prints out of it than I will out of the CR10s, because direct drive, 24 volt system, so faster to heat and probably maintain heats. I don't know. Maybe I'm hoping for too much, but we'll see how it goes. Adam just upset Nightbot. Okay, night everybody. Take care. Thanks for hanging out.